Children, we are going to welcome to 10th class. Today we are going to learn reflection of light at curved surface. Before this lesson, we learn reflection, types of mirrors, what is reflection, all those things in 7th class. And we learn the reflection on plane mirrors in 8th class. How the image is formed, what type of image is formed, that should be learned in 8th class in plane mirror. But in 10th class, the first chapter is reflection of light at curved surfaces. There we learn how light behaves on curved surfaces. We can learn. See, first point of this chapter, reflection. A light ray falls on a smooth polished surface. It rebounds back. This phenomena is called reflection. Any light fall into smooth polished surface, it compulsory it rebounds back. That is called as reflection. Suppose when you can arrange in your bathrooms, whatever maybe, you can keep the bucket of water, we can see that face in your face in the water, it should be reflected. This is also reflection. And also you can arrange the two mirrors, at one of them front, one of them back. We can see the front mirror, whatever the image we can see back mirror also, that is also called reflection. When reflected light from the objective reached our eye, we can see the objective. That is called as sense of vision. When reflected light from the objective reached our eye, we can see the objective. That is called as sense of vision. When you see the objectives, the light fall into the smooth surface, that should be reached to our eye, we can see that objectives, that is called as sense of vision. The terms related to on reflection, first one, incident ray. A ray of light which falls on a mirror is called incident ray. A ray of light which falls on a mirror is called incident ray. Reflector ray, a ray of light which reflect the mirror is called reflected ray. A ray of light which reflected the mirror is called reflected ray. Normal, a perpendicular line drawn from the mirror is called normal. Then angle of incident. What is the angle of incident? It can be denoted by angle I. The angle made by the incident ray with normal is called angle of incident. Angle of reflection. The angle made by the reflected ray with normal is called angle of reflection. It is denoted by angle R. Angle R. See, in the middle line is normal, the left side line is angle of incident, right side line angle of reflection. So that is about terms involved in a reflection. Next, laws of reflection. The incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lies on the same plane, that is point of incident. Anything lies on the same plane means it is point of incident. Angle of incident must be equal to angle of reflection. For example, angle I is equal to 30 degrees. What about angle R? That is also 30 degrees. Always angle of incident must be equal to angle of reflection. This activity done in 7th class, as usually we can done in 8th class lab activity. So angle of incident must be equal to angle of reflection. Here one more thing also we can learn. Plane of reflection. What is the plane of reflection? Incident ray, reflected ray, normal ray lie on the same plane. What do you call that plane? That plane is called nothing but plane of reflection. See here, note. What is when light ray incident on normally on a plane mirror, it retrace same path. See here, whenever the light ray fall into the mirror, what happened? It retrace can back in the opposite direction. That is called as ray trace. Any light ray incident on normally on a plane mirror, it must be retraced back. Image. What is image? The point of intersection of reflection ray or refracted ray is called image. The point of intersection of a reflector ray or refraction ray is called image, forms image. Suppose if you walk on a road, what happen? The sun is fall into your head. You can see your shadow on the road or not. That is called as image. If the point of intersection of refraction or refraction forms a image. We can see here the face, your face see on the mirror is called image. This image is two types. What are the two? What are that? Real image, virtual image. Real image. A image which can be caught on the screen is called real image. Any image can be caught on the screen. We can see that image on a screen. That is called as real image. Real image is always inverted image. Real image is always inverted image. How it is formed? How the real image is formed? It formed by converging of light rays after reflection or refraction. Converging. What is converging? Two or three rays meet at a point. That is called as converging. Meet at a point. Here three rays meet at a point. That is called as what? Converging. So always how the real image is formed? Real image formed by, it is formed by converging light rays after reflection or refraction. Example, image formed by a projector in a cinema hall. But in cinema hall we can form a straight image, but you can reverse it. You can form a real image. Next is virtual image. What is a virtual image? Virtual image is nothing but image cannot be caught on a screen. Image cannot be caught on a screen. That is called as virtual image. How it is formed? It is formed due to diverging of light rays after reflection or refraction. What is diverging? Diverging what? The light rays cannot meet at a point. That are called as diverging rays. What are diverging? The light rays cannot meet at a point. They can be splitting. That is called as diverging. Virtual image is always erect or upright image. Virtual image is always erect. Erect means straight. Upright. Image formed by a plane mirror. What? Where this example? Image formed by the plane mirror. This is called as virtual image. See here, I am also formed the difference between real image and virtual image. What is real image? What difference? Image which can be caught on a screen is called real image. Image which cannot be caught on a screen, virtual image. Real image is always inverted. Virtual image is always upright or erect image. It can be formed by converging of light rays. It can form by diverging of light rays. It can form on concave mirror. It can form convex mirror. These are the difference between virtual image and real image. After that, mirrors. We know already. We can see the mirrors, types of mirrors in where? In 7th class. Plane mirror, spherical mirror. Mirrors are how many types? Two types. Plane mirrors and spherical mirror. What is mirror definition? A smooth polished surface which can reflect the light or fall on it is known as mirror. What? A smooth polished surface which can reflect the light after fall on it. This phenomena is called mirrors. How many types of mirrors? Mirrors are classified into two types. What are that? Plane mirrors, spherical mirrors. A plane mirrors having plane surface. Plane mirror having plane surface. In houses are there, no? You always at the early morning you get up and rush ready for the school. What type of mirror you are using? You are using plane mirror. Next, spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors a part of hollow glass sphere. Spherical mirror a part of hollow glass sphere. Glass sphere. Why spherical mirrors? Why curved mirrors are called spherical mirrors? Because they have hollow glass sphere at the center. That's why they are called as spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors. See here flowchart classification of mirrors, plane mirrors, spherical mirrors. Again spherical mirrors are classified into concave mirror, convex mirrors. See here types of mirror. The first one is plane, second is concave, third is convex. Concave mirrors, all lines are straight. You can easily point out the normals. But concave mirror, we can see once you bend this, these lines are all converging at a point. Convex mirror, what happened? We can diverging the rays. Diverging the rays. You can, the center line is called as normal. Here, this is. Okay. These are the mirrors. Next, concave mirror. What is concave mirror? If the mirror is polished from a bulged side such that the reflecting take place from hollow side, then the mirror is called as concave mirror. Bulged outside completely polished, inner side is a reflecting surface. That mirror is called as concave mirror. The mirror is polished from a bulged side such that the reflecting take place hollow side. That is called as, that mirror is called as concave mirror. Next, convex mirror. What is convex mirror? Opposite, converse to the concave mirror. What happened? Inner side must be polished, outer side must be reflecting surface. This mirror is called as what? Convex mirror. The mirror is polished from hollow side such that the reflecting take place from bulged side. Then that mirror is called convex mirror. See here examples. Examples of concave and convex mirror. See here. See. Image formed. Inner side of the spoon. Image formed. Outer side of the spoon. You can take your spoon. We can see inner side is a concave. Outer side is a convex. So many examples you can observe in day-to-day lives. Suppose cycle bell. You can, inner side is a concave. Outer side is a convex. So these are the examples of, some examples of concave and convex mirrors. See the difference between the concave and convex mirror. What is the difference between the concave and convex mirror? Converging the light rays incident on its same point. What happened? The rays are converging incident on the same point after reflection. What happened here? Diverging the light rays incident on after reflection. Sorry, here the small mistake is there, correct them. Converging the light rays on incident same point, but here diverging. The bulged surface is polished surface, and polished surface inner surface is reflecting surface. What happen in concave? Bulged surface is a polished surface, inner surface is a reflecting surface. Here bulged surface is a reflecting surface, inner surface is a polished surface. That's quite converse. There, the image formed will real or virtual depending upon the distance of the objective from the mirror. What happen? We can on not only real image, here in this form virtual image also, when depending upon the distance of the objective. Here the in this case forms will always virtual image distance of the objective from the mirror, irrespective of distance of the objective from the mirror. The image formed may be diminished, same size, magnified depending upon the position of the objective. What type of image? Diminished, same size, magnified depending upon the position of the object. The image always diminished all the positions of the objective. These are the difference of what? Concave and convex mirrors. Simply you learn the children's, always light rays are converged in the incident after reflection. Here light rays are what happened? Diverged incident on after reflection. Concave mirror what happened? Bulged surface the polished surface, inner surface the reflecting surface. Here bulged surface is a reflecting surface, inner surface is a polished surface. Here what type of image? Diminished, real, virtual images formed depending upon the distance of the objective. Here what? Always form virtual image irrespective of the distance of the objective. Here what type of image formed? Same size, diminished, magnification depend upon position of the objective. Here always small size and diminished image only formed. Any you can keep the object in any position. Next, terms related to the spherical mirror. What is the pole? The midpoint or geometric center of the spherical mirror is called pole. The midpoint and or geometric center of the spherical mirror is called pole. It is denoted by capital P. Second, center of curvature. What is center of curvature? The center of the sphere of which spherical mirror form a part is called center of curvature. Center, what is it? Center of curvature, the center of the sphere of which spherical mirror forms it is called pole. See here this is a circle. This is center of the center. This center is called as, always you can draw a circle. The midpoint is called center. The center of the sphere of a spherical mirror forms a part is called as center of curvature. Or the point where all the normals drawn to the spherical mirror will meet it is called a center of curvature. Wherever you draw a normals on a spherical mirrors, they are meet at a point that is called as center of curvature. Principal axis. The imaginary line passing through pole and center of curvature is called as principal axis. Next, what is the radius of curvature? It is always denoted by capital R. The distance between the pole and center of curvature, is called radius of curvature. Now see principal focus or focal point, capital F. It is a point on the principal axis where parallel beam of light rays after reflection they appears to converge or diverge. Converging or diverging. This is called as principal focus or focal point. What happened beta? What happened? It is a point on the principal axis. Point on a principal axis where parallel beam of light rays after reflection. Parallel beam of light after reflection converging or appears to diverge. Converging or appears to diverge. That is called as principal focus. We done the activity 2 in our textbook. What are the required materials for the activity? Concave mirror, paper and sunlight. If there is no sunlight, we can do with the candle also. What will you do? We can adjust the concave mirror. A sunlight fall into the concave mirror. We can adjust the paper where you get a bright spot. That spot is called as focus. This learn in activity 2. What is given? A parallel rays coming from the infinity distance after fall into the concave mirror. After fall into the concave mirror, they are converged at a point that is called as focus or principal focus or focal point. Where in the convex mirror they are diverging. See here, all the rays they are parallel to the principal axis. After reflection in concave mirror, they meet at a point. That is called as focus or principal focus or focal point. Here what happened? Diverging or diverging. Diverging. See, concave mirror is also known as converging mirror. Why they are called converging? All the light rays are converged at a point. That's why they are called as converging mirror. Convex mirror is always known as diverging mirror. Why they are diverging? The light rays are not intersecting at a point. They can diverge. That's why they are called as diverging. So listen, focal length. What is the focal length? The linear distance between the pole and the focus. The linear distance between the pole and focus is called focal length. The linear distance between the pole and the focus is called focal length. Focal length is half of the radius of the curvature. It is denoted by small f. The linear distance between the pole and the focal length is called the linear distance between pole and focus is called focal length. The focal length is a half of the radius of the curvature. That is f is equal to r by 2. Therefore r is equal to f. You know relationship between the focal length and radius of curvature. F is equal to r. F is equal to r by 2. Then r is equal to f. Next, objective distance. The distance between the pole and the objective. The distance between the pole and the objective is called objective distance. Image distance. The distance between the pole and the image is called image distance. Where you kept the object, you can measure always distance from the pole. The distance between the pole and the objective is called objective distance. The distance between the pole and the image is called image distance. Where you kept the mirror is always kept at pole. Actually, the distance between the mirror and objective is called objective distance. The distance between the mirror and the image is called image distance. Always we can keep the mirror at the pole. Then we can adjust the candle in the different positions. We can see the image. See here the diagram. So different principal axis, center of curvature, radius of curvature, focal length, all those things. Next, we can see the lab activity. What is a lab activity? We can measure the objective distance, image distance, and also based on this we can find the types of images also. Types of images. What are the requirement we required? Concave mirror, V stand, screen, and candle. These are the requirements. We can, and V stand, what are the requirement? V stand, concave mirror, screen, and candle. Meter scale, we can measure the distance, objective distance and image distance with the help of meter scale. These are the requirements of the doing the lab activity. After this we can see the procedure of this. What is the procedure? See here, procedure also I am given. Procedure: place the concave mirror on a V stand, arrange the candle and meter scale as shown in the figure. As shown, we can arrange the concave mirror kept in the V stand and candle. How the we can adjust the candle? The flash of the candle we fall into the mirror. In keep the candle are at different positions from the mirror, say 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters, 50 centimeters, 60 centimeters, 70 centimeters. We can observe the where you get the sharp image. We can measure the, can getting sharp image now. We can measure the objective distance and image distance. We can keep the screen always below the principal axis. What is the precautions you take this from this? Take care that flame is flame is above the axis of the mirror. Paper is below the axis of the mirror. Always where you kept candle is above the principal axis and screen is below the principal axis. Then these are the serial number, objective distance, image distance, types of image, and type of images you can find out. What you observed from this experiment? We observed the objective distance, image distance, and type of image. We can observe this one. Okay, no? This is about the first part of our lesson.